Hello, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Leo. This is for February 1st to the 7th. And right away I'm going to let you know, my regulars know I usually use the Romance Angel deck, but I am now retiring it for just a little while, giving it a break, and I will be using my new Island Time Wellness deck, which I got on Etsy. I did do an unboxing. I know it looks like there's... because I have lotion on my hands. It looks like there's smudges, but it's a really lovely deck. I did do an unboxing, and that is linked in the description, and I will be using this Love Oracle deck. And you'll see once I start to pull the cards how sweet it is. It's a very simple deck, but it's also still quite deep, and it has a lot of different sort of scenarios that you can tap into. And I am also giving one of these decks away for February. So this is going to be my February giveaway, tarot deck giveaway this year. My first one. The last one was the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, which I gave away at Christmas. And then before that, the Dreams of Gaia deck, which I gave away over the summer. And now for February, for Valentine's Day, I'm going to be giving away one of these Love Oracle decks. So if you're interested, please make sure to be subscribed and just leave me a comment letting me know that you're interested in the giveaway. Also, further to that, please check out my GoFundMe page. In addition to this is definitely happening, this giveaway for this Love Oracle deck. But in addition to that, I do have a GoFundMe page where I am raising funds for a bigger oh, that's my cat. Sorry, she's like playing with her toys. A 22 deck tarot and oracle deck giveaway. It's a list of oracle decks and tarot decks that I have sort of selected out of many, many hundreds that I've reviewed and that I already know about for many years. And these decks are really, really different. They're they're not even so much that they're unusual. Some of them quite unusual. Very, very beautiful, though very high quality. The artistry is very nice. Some of them are very unique on their take or their imagery and symbolism. And I just thought it would be really lovely to have a large selection of tarot decks to be unboxing, reviewing, and giving away. And I would like to really start on that endeavor by February. Also, to that end, I am hoping that along with this GoFundMe page and raising these funds, I can then begin to give away more decks. Rather than just giving one deck away per month, I'd like to really shoot for anywhere from 2 to 4 decks away per month, so that more people are able to take part in the drawing, more people are receiving decks, and more people are getting exposed to a lot of different sides of the tarot. So that's it. All right, my little spiel, and now let's get right into pulling out your cards, Leo. Straight out, we have Mask. So somebody's not showing their true feelings. All right, somebody is hiding. They may be playing a role. They might be pretending that they are, you know, one way when in fact they're another way. This is not, there's another card in this deck called the Stabbed in the Back, but this is more just somebody who's really hiding, right? They're really hiding from you their true feelings or who they may really be, right? Then we have Paradise. Nice. So this is a feeling, of course, of bliss and happiness and joy right now. You're very much feeling like everything is sort of beautiful, right? Very playful. You're enjoying your time with someone, right? And we have Palm Tree. Now, different than Paradise, Palm Tree is more about being very content and permanent, right? Being stable, having security in your relationship, right? The palm tree, you know, it's a growth, right? It's a tree. So there's it is stable. When the winds blow, the palm trees are stable. So it's like, it's flexibility, but it's strength, it's support, it's security. It's all of the things that you would love to have in a relationship, or certainly in a connection, where you're wanting to grow and to get deeper and to get stronger. The palm tree message, oracle message, can also represent just how you're feeling, independent of someone else, which is another reason why I really love this oracle, Love Oracle deck, because a lot of the cards, of course, are about unions. All of the cards represent some aspect of the union, but a lot of them can also represent your sort of message just for you as an independent person, right? Not only just the state of a union, but the state that you're in, right? And palm tree is one of them. That can be a real sort of feeling of stability coming in for you, security, your ability to really endure and to be flexible. It's very nice indeed. So let's pull out your animal spirits for this February 1st to 7th period, Leo, just to see what animal spirits you may be resonating with. And of course, we have the whale. Water energy, very deep, strong, wise, strength energy coming in. Certainly when dealing with deeper emotions and issues, the wolf. So earth energy associated with being the leader of the pack, setting an example, right? Being the protector. And then we have earthworm, more earth energy for you, Leo. So that's interesting. Leo, you normally have very apex predator sort of animal spirits. This week you do with the whale and wolf. It's interesting that the earthworm will come in. So let's just talk about this, Leo. Whale, of course, is is water element. And the whale is very, very sort of profound animal spirit. Very profound. Very wise. The whale has this incredible sort of emotional stability. The whale is able to go to very deep, deep levels, very deep emotions, and still maintain its strength and still maintain its stability. And learn from being able to go so deep, learn the lessons that it needs to learn. The whale energy is certainly, the whale is the energy that you want to tap into if you're dealing with very deep emotions, if you're dealing with sort of trauma, if you're dealing with therapy, if you're doing any kind of, I want to say memory regression, or deep therapy or meditative healing like that, where you're going into very old experiences or old memories or very deeply hidden memories, right? You want to tap into the animal spirit of the whale, right? Because understanding the nature of the whale, its ability to remain calm, its ability to sort of focus still on its strength that it has, will really carry you through. And this can certainly be an energy that's beginning to come into your life right now. Certainly if you are dealing with kind of healing, therapy, can also be someone in your life who's resonating with this energy that you're drawing a lot of strength from. Now the wolf is earth energy, and the wolf is associated with being the leader of the pack. This is the card for the activist, right? So this is when you're feeling like you have a cause that you want to follow, when you're championing a cause, or when you're sort of leading a group, when you are the one who's the sole voice for the underdog, The pack is small compared to the great many of the majority, and so the wolf is always there for the underdog. The wolf, of course, it is a feminine energy. It's a strong feminine pack leader energy. One thing with the wolf, though, sometimes if you are resonating with this kind of energy, just be careful to not go overboard, to not assume that everybody needs to follow in your footsteps. The wolf can get quite idealistic and passionate, and then somewhat domineering in that role too, right? And so just be careful of that. But for the most part, the wolf is a really good sort of leadership position, certainly when you're dealing with people or groups or causes that are, marginalized, vulnerable, that don't receive a lot of protection or a lot of support. Wolf energy is there for that. Now, the earthworm is associated with more earth energy, and the earthworm is really associated with being very nervous, anxious, and frightened in a lot of ways. Maybe not even so much frightened, but just very, very nervous because you're the new one. What you're attempting to do is very new. You could be an earthworm, for instance. Earthworm energy is that feeling we have when you first start, when you start a new school, when you start a new class, when you come into a new job, right? When you are the new kid on the block in whatever you're doing, whether that's your career, your business, your social circle, it's this feeling of, I don't want to be out front. I don't want to be too vulnerable. Certainly if you are attempting to sort of if you're getting into a field where you're a novice, right? The earthworm is the animal spirit for the novice, and that feeling of not really knowing what you're doing. The one thing though is that that feeling passes, and it's just a case of experience, and everyone goes through having earthworm energy around them at some point in their lives, right? Whether we're young or old, whether we're learning something, in our 20s, 30s, or if we're even in our 60s and learning something new, we can always feel like the new one on the block, the novice. And it is always a little bit nerve-wracking, but again, it is a temporary energy. It's an energy that goes away, and the more and more you apply yourself, and the more and more you sort of just go through it, whether you're nervous or not, the less and less this energy will appear. And of course, at some point, you will find your feet and be very comfortable indeed. All right, Leo, let's pull out your forecast for the week and see what you may or may not be going through. So straight out, we have 2 of Pentacles, Devil energy, and we have 2 of Cups. Wow, the Devil in between too. Wow. The Devil has been showing up a lot this week, but this is an interesting read. So Leo, some of you are going through a lot of financial ups and downs right now, a lot of changes, a lot of upheaval, and not even so much indecision, but just you don't know what's going to happen next, right? You're just really going through everything. You're kind of caught up in the waves of life. You can even see behind him the waves are just like all chaotic, and it's like you're just caught up, in the current, and you're just having to deal with this. 2 of Pentacles is oftentimes when you're changing jobs, or when you're changing businesses, or when a particular career path or financial path in your life, whatever it is that you do to make money, either resonates highly, quickly resonates up, or quickly resonates down. Like either your business takes off or your business begins to tank a little bit. But a lot of times, this is usually a case of things getting ready to sort of resonate up, honestly. Because it is an emotional time, and usually it is also a time where you're kind of juggling 2 options, right? So you're juggling 2 options until the option that favors you the most is the one that you pick. So a lot of times it is the precursor to settling on something better, but it's just a lot of upheaval. And this week is what you're going through. It's a lot of anxiety and nerves. You're met with Devil energy. And this is quite interesting because the Devil is really kind of like a trigger a lot of times for us to sort of like, it's a power struggle, right? And it's the power struggle between the triggers that come into our lives that kind of want to take us down a road of instant gratification. Let me just get a quick little bit of satisfaction by doing this. This is where addiction comes in. It can also be the triggers of that we have for certain emotional issues or connections that are associated with dysfunctions or codependent sort of natures. Like if you have a lot of healing that you need to do that you haven't done, and you find yourself in constant codependent relationships, that can be a side of Devil energy. The flip side to it, of course, is that you are able to give rise to your creative energies, right? That's the power struggle, because if you can be strong enough not to go down that one road and to hold out for something better, then you can get the other side of the Devil energy, which is really creating beautiful, beautiful sort of things, manifesting beautiful sort of accomplishments, creating things in the material world that are just lovely. I mean, this is where we get symphonies, inventions, works of art. Ultimately, the highest creation when we follow our passions is a baby, right? It's all associated with that. So a lot of times I get into explaining the Devil a little bit more because it gets a bad rap, But in any case, this week you're coming in and it feels a little bit like you're really being tested in a lot of ways. There is something going on here with this energy that's like, it's you're being triggered, and it's almost like a test of your resolve or your strength. You do round off the week with a 2 of Cups. And I wonder if perhaps while you're doing a lot of this work on your business, it could be that for some of you Leos, you may It could very well be that maybe one of your weaknesses is partying or drinking a little bit or hanging out with friends or flirting, right? Whatever the case may be, whatever that weakness is, it comes in to test you this week. And it's almost like I get a feeling that you ignore it and you kind of sort of pass this test in a way because you round your week off with a Two of Cups. And that's a feeling of coming together with somebody, you know? And it's like this real feeling of like, okay, yeah, I went through a lot of stress here, and I almost let myself go here, you know, to just, you know, forget it all. But I stayed strong, and I carried on with the stress, and it just works out really nicely because it's almost as if, like, you're given an opportunity this week, Leo. Like, there is an opportunity. It could be like this. Like, you might be going out this week, right? Say you're going out. You're trying to blow off some steam. You're dealing with all of these issues with your finances, right? And one of the things that you like to do is go out and maybe you have, you date. You date a lot of different people, or you have friends. You have a lot of friends that you just hook up with or whatever. And it's kind of easy, or it's something that you do, or maybe you're drinking a lot. You like to go out, you really drink a lot. But this week what happens is when you go out, you don't do that, right? You say to yourself sort of like, well, I'm not going to drink too much tonight, right? Because it always ends badly, or I always end up regretting it. Or I'm not going to sort of hook up with so-and-so just because it's fun, because it's just like a waste of my time. You know what I mean? Whatever your little vice is, right? I would say it's like you say no to it, and then the result of you saying no leads you to a really nice love connection. It leads you to a nice union. That's why I say a part of me wonders if it isn't you not sort of like hanging out with your usual dates or hanging out with your usual friends with benefits just for like a quickie, and like holding out, and not for any purpose holding out, but just not doing it because you have to pay attention to your work here. And then as a result of it, you get this really nice union there. I'd be interested if some of you resonate with that. Leave me a comment. I'm curious what's going on. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. Okay, so we're going to be doing this again. The weeklies lately have been doing a lot of double numbers and a lot of other connections in the tarot spreads. It's quite interesting. So we had, twos here, right? 2 twos. Now we have 2 nines. All right, so 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, and 6 of Wands. Inherent in all the 9 cards is always a feeling of the Hermit, right? Because the Hermit is the 9 in the major arcana. And so we always see, here's a perfect example where we can see 2 9 cards where the figures are alone. Once again, they are alone, but they are also alone and sort of seem to be alienated in some way, right? So with 9 of Cups, there is happiness there, and this is what you're resonating with this week, Leo. There is a sense of real happiness. For the most part, you've really had a lucky life, a happy life. You have good relationships, good friendships, and all of that. Yet and still, though, you can see that he's sitting in front of all of these sort of cups, and he's like really still kind of not connected to any one cup. He's not deeply rooted to any one sort of union. And that's the thing with 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups does represent a high level of happiness in our lives. But it's still not quite the 10 of Cups, right? And it's still not quite that, you still miss that elusive kind of really, really deep connection, that one connection that would make up for all of the many sort of happy, but albeit maybe even shallow connections that you have. Nevertheless, you're very happy right now. You're feeling very go-lucky, but I believe that it is in the back of your mind, and you come up and meet a 9 of Pentacles this week, another 9 card. And I want to say that Leo, it's interesting because it almost feels as though you are this is just a good week for you to be celebrating kind of your independence, I want to say, because I feel that this is you too. I feel that this is you too. Not only are you happy here, and I'm going to say for some of you, this 9 of Cups could just simply be that you're happy not being involved with somebody. You could have been involved with somebody for quite some time, or on and off from one relationship to the next. And so right now, not only, you are happy with your life, and you're also happy with the fact that you may not be so involved with somebody, that you might be a little bit free and just enjoying, different relationships, or maybe just enjoying dating right now, because you also resonate this week with Nine of Pentacles, which is now on a material level. Rewards are beginning to come in. This week you really start to see, for some of you who have been working on a business or a career path, this week you really start to see some of the rewards of that work come in. Nine of Pentacles usually indicates really a nice level of finances, right? It really usually indicates a nice leveling up in some way. You've arrived in a lot of ways, right? You're at a level now where you're making the money you want to be making. Again, though, she is alienated. She's in the garden, and she's almost alienated by her success. In this card, again, more Herman energy. She's almost alienated by her success and her finances, right? Because she's at a different level than most of her peers, or she may be at a different level than her friends. A lot of times the Nine of Pentacles is also highly ambitious. So Leos, some of you are just very, very highly ambitious as well right now. And you've been working so hard on your career and your business that, yes, now rewards are beginning to come in. You may be starting to really see that financial abundance starting to arrive. But the road to get here has required you to really sort of be on your own a lot, work on your own a lot, forego deeper relationships, forego perhaps going out a lot, or what have you, right? And again, so this is all kind of a focus for you. I think for a lot of you, I wouldn't even be surprised if in some of your other readings, some of you might not be getting the Hermit for this week, showing up in your other readings, perhaps, But it's good. It's a good feeling. You have a lot of rewards coming in, and you're very happy. You feel very lucky, and you round the week off with a Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands, of course, is a real feeling of victory, right? And I want to say that despite all of this kind of all of this sort of success that you're experiencing in a very solitary way, you feel victorious, right? And I gotta say, certainly, I think this is for a Leo who's probably previously come from a period of time where not only were you struggling financially, but you had probably some very unhappy unions or connections or relationships. And now it's just like, I'm on my own. I'm happy to be on my own. I'm making my money. I'm happy to be making my money. Like, you feel this is a huge victory for you. And it feels really, really nice, Leo. I feel it for you. All right, Page of Cups, last spread. Emperor energy, Tower. So the Emperor and the Tower has been showing up all over the place for the weeklies as well so far. Interesting. So Leo, some of you are coming into this week really sort of overcoming that initial fear that you're having about dating, perhaps, or letting somebody know your feelings, right? Page of Cups is all about sort of wanting to really let somebody know you like them, you care about them, expressing your emotions for the first time, getting over the initial fears of all of that. Pages always represent getting over the fear of the initial fears of that suit. So with Cups, we talk about, connections, talking to people, relationships, affection, showing that you care, communicating that you care, all of that. So the initial fears in that area is usually, things to do with like feeling inadequate or feeling low self-esteem, feeling unattractive, or just feeling things like, being jealous or envious of others, All of these type of little fears are things that you're kind of overcoming, and it feels like you're ready to sort of make that leap, right? It feels as though you're ready to make that jump. There could be somebody in your life that you already have your eye on that you really want to sort of let them know, hey, I'm interested, right? And so this is your attitude as you come into the week. And some of you are met with an Emperor energy, right? And it's like, this Emperor is the card for Aries. This person comes into you, and it's funny, you round your week off with a real Tower moment, right? Now, I don't know if the Emperor is the one that you want to hand your cup to, right? But it just feels like he just shows up and either puts a stop to everything or just shakes everything up for you. You may indeed, Leo, it almost feels like to me, Leo, that this cup of love you want to hand is to somebody else completely different. And that person is almost irrelevant. because when the Emperor shows up, whoever this person is that shows up for you, it's like you immediately go into a tower moment because it shakes you to your core. This could be somebody that you least expected. This could be somebody that you already know and least expected, or somebody new. But whoever this person is, they're extremely fiery. They're very domineering. They're very sort of powerful in their sort of energy, right? I'm going to say this is definitely somebody who is established, right? They can be quite domineering and arrogant, right? But whatever the case is, the way they come in is with such authority. They really let you know, Leo, you're the one I want. And it really kind of takes you off guard. Because like I say, I don't believe this cup of love is being handed to them. I don't see that, you're coming into the week with this attitude, but this Emperor energy coming into you is a shot out of the blue. Because, of course, you round off with a tower. And it's a real shocker to your system, right? It could be good, right? It could be a good shocker, but it is a shocker. And for those of you who are resonating with this, you'll know exactly what I mean, because you will definitely be starting the week off thinking, certainly and very intentionally thinking about somebody else completely different. And soon as this person shows up, it's almost like you completely forget about that other person. Like you totally forget that you were ever even considering somebody else. And the effect that this person has on you, I'm not necessarily, I can't say for sure right now that it's like you fall head over heels in love with them. But whatever the effect is, it is such a strong impact that, you don't think about this other person. You don't think about anybody else. You have this very large impact from this person. And I think it's going to take a while for you to work out your feelings with this one because it's such a big shock. All right, guys, this is your reading for February 1st to the 7th. I'm sorry if it ran a little bit longer with the announcements that I've been giving you. Don't forget, handing out one of these decks. I'm giving out Island Time Wellness, the Love Oracle deck. If you're interested, please do check out the unboxing, which is linked in the description. Please make sure to be subscribed to my channel, and please make sure to leave me a comment letting me know that you're actually interested in receiving the deck. And then you will be entered. And I'm looking to give this deck away for February 14th for Valentine's Day. So please make sure to keep your notifications on for the next week or two if you're interested, or at least closer to Valentine's Day. Don't forget to turn them on so that you can be notified of when the winner video comes out, and you will know whether or not you won the deck. All right, guys, don't forget to check out my GoFundMe page. Don't forget to go to those links on the top of your screen if you want a private reading or a 10-minute recorded tarot reading answer to one of your questions. All of that is there. But for right now, have a wonderful first week in February, Leo. I do love Leos. I have a Leo moon myself, so I love Leo energy. And I will see you guys next week for your weekly. Bye-bye now.